Behind the statistics are families, some Americans bearing more of a burden than others. As President Trump tries to diminish the toll still rising, loved ones are being mourned, stolen too soon. Cynthia Watson was 64. She worked at the Pentagon once before a stroke put her in a nursing home. In just 2 weeks, she went from the home to a DC hospital and died there. We met her daughter Lakeisha at the funeral home.
She was very young, a loving, kind, caring person. Due to COVID, COVID had to take her away from us, and, we just heartbroken. And just praying for the rest of the people out in the community that we don't lose any more life, because I don't want nobody to ever have to experience what I went through. It's so heartbroken.
We're all in this together, so the saying goes, but the toll in the U.S. is not equally shared. 1 in 3 Black Americans know someone who's died of COVID-19, compared to 1 in 10 white Americans. Pandemic deaths dog Trump's leadership. His playing down the persistence of the virus in favor of opening up the economy has cost him. His predictions were skewed from the start. February 26th.
When you have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero, that's a pretty good job we've done.
February 28th.
35,000 people on average die each year from the flu. Did anyone know that? 35,000. That's a lot of people.
The coronavirus has killed close to 4 times as many.
And you wonder, the press is in hysteria mode. CNN, fake news, and their camera just went off.
But by end of March, no more smiles.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead. I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people.
Unfortunately, we have a president in this country who governs by polarization, by confrontation, by accusation of conspiracies and of enemies, and he decided to go with the polarizing narrative about this pandemic.
Trump has made not wearing a mask a sign of independence, even blind loyalty at a densely packed rally.
I don't think we're going to be able to escape this polarized framework in which wearing a mask has become a political statement as to which side you're on.
Long before Donald Trump got to the White House, Theodore Gaffney was there as a press photographer.
He was on the first Black American to go on the White House to take pictures.
Maria Santos Gaffney is his wife.
And then he got involved in the Freedom Riders as a Jones publication journalist.
The Freedom Riders rode buses into the segregated South in 1961, and Gaffney took pictures. He became a civil rights activist, but didn't live long enough to see this spring's revolution for justice. In early April, he got sick. He wouldn't eat or drink.
That's when he took to George Washington Hospital. And a couple hours later, they told him he had COVID-19, and he never was there, never came out.
He and Maria had met in her home, Brazil, a May-December romance. They married for 31 years, living in Washington, until COVID took him.
And tell people at the time, this virus is killing fast, especially the elderly folks. He was 92 years old. He didn't have a chance with the virus.
And Maria, he was 92, but you say he was very active.
Very active. Mm-hmm. He would drive every time I need to go somewhere. Because he's 92, doesn't mean he's undeserving life like everybody else. I went to the hospital. I looked at him through the window in his room. I watched him in pain. That was not a pretty sight to see somebody you love in pain. And be able to breathe on his own, to be able to talk, nothing like that. It was not fun to watch somebody die, especially because of COVID-19. Do not tell me because he's 92, I should accept that he died of COVID-19. I was expecting him to live a lot longer, to stay with me, because we've been together for so long. He lost his life, and I'm the biggest loser because I don't have him anymore.
In the end, the coronavirus is not buried. Pandemic politics, which propelled states to reopen, now present new deaths and leave behind newly bereaved.
What do you want to tell people, Keisha?
Stay social distance, wear your mask, don't have a large gathering, and take this serious because it don't become serious to some when they hit their family, and we don't want to ever have to bury another family member or another person in the world because we care about the people that's dying. I watch the numbers and I care about those as well. I just hope that and pray that they can find a vaccination for it so that everybody can stop dying.
Sadly, in 2020, saying goodbye is all too frequent. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Washington.